Hi, welcome to Monday Matins for May 3rd. We've lived in our house for 20 years, a house that was not new when we bought it. The home inspection showed that structurally the house is sound. It has good bones, but our eyes showed us that superficially the house has a lot of flaws. It had been used as a rental, so as you can imagine, things weren't in the best shape and things were just wearing out. It happens. But as they do, you can kind of MacGyver things together for a good long while with duct tape and super glue, and you can just keep things going until you can't. Shortly after we moved in, we noticed that the deck was starting to pull away from the house. In fact, on the side farthest from the house, the supports were starting to give way. So my spouse, who fortunately has some building experience, added some extra supports and bought us some time. Maybe a year or two after that, our neighbor fell through her deck. Yeah, her deck, which was exactly the same age as ours. It's okay. She wasn't hurt, startled, but not hurt. But it certainly put the fear of God into us. So, shortly thereafter, we replaced the planking on our deck. Still, the main supports underneath continued to age and lean. Time and gravity. Year after year, we've watched and waited and kind of held our breath, knowing all the while that something was going to have to be done about it. But, you know, you don't want to mess with city permits. And I'm sure you know about family budgets. There are other things that always must come first. So the deck would just have to wait, as would other things around the house. We can always buy more duct tape and super glue. Have you ever noticed that you might be able to make something look shiny and pretty on the outside, but it's still rotten beneath the surface? Like an old car with a dead engine and a new paint job, or an old deck with new planking on top, but rotten supports underneath, or maybe even ourselves. We can do a lot in life to make ourselves look shiny and pretty from the outside. We can make a big show of appearing kind or magnanimous or spiritual, but we each know what lies beneath the surface. God knows what lies beneath the surface. And unless and until we're able to live lives of authenticity, wherein that kindness, that magnanimity, that spirituality truly reflect our inner being, they're worthless. Jesus reminded his followers that when they heard his words and followed them, they would be like the wise person building their house upon a rock, or the wise person who replaced the falling down deck rather than just replacing the planks on top. Well-respected basketball player and coach John Wooden once said, "Any structure must have a strong foundation. The cornerstones anchor the foundation. For some reason, the cornerstones that I chose to begin with, I never changed." What many people might not know is that the foundation he chose was his faith. Coach was a member of First Christian Church of Santa Monica, and for him, that world-famous basketball coach, his faith was even more important than his sport. Life is kind of weird sometimes. In the past few years, my spouse and I have lost all of our parents, those people who gave us our firm foundations in life, those people who brought us up in the ways of faith, knowing God, living our lives as followers of Jesus. And in the true weirdness of life, it is in their passing that our financial situation has changed, allowing us to do much needed repairs on our house. And yes, we're having our deck rebuilt from the bottom up, sturdy and strong, like the foundation of faith and values our parents built into us, like the foundation of faith upon which John Wooden built his life, like the wisest person building a house on the most solid rock, sturdy, strong, able to bear the weight of life. May you cling to your sturdy foundation upon which you are building your life, and when you misstep, or when the foundation seems to crumble beneath you, may you pause to rebuild and find your footing once again, so that the ground beneath you may be stronger than ever, able to bear the weight of all life brings to you. May God bless your week. Bye bye.